understanding what your customers desire is a crucial component in a competitive space like ours. If you neglect to gather information on your audience's preferences, you will undoubtedly find yourself at a disadvantage. Welcome back to On the Horizon. This is MelRose Michaels. I am your host, and I'm here to share what's worked for me in building my adult creator business to try to make building yours just a little bit easier. Let's get into today's episode. Assembly4 are a collective of sex workers and technologists working to bring the overall cost of advertising down for sex workers through their ad platform Tryst.link, educate clients through the Good Client Guide, and much more. Assembly4 caters to all genders and demographics and raises funds for organizations to fight for sex workers' rights, the decriminalization of sex work, and against exploitation in the sex industry. Learn more at the website assembly4.com for the word, not the number. Hello, and welcome everyone. I'm super happy to see everyone in here. Knowing what your fans want is the only way to capitalize and monetize your audience and following as an adult creator. So last week, when I asked what you wanted me to focus this week's episode around, @BikerBarbieHU replied in a comment, market research, how and where to look for it. So today, we're going to discuss all of the nitty-gritty around market research and how to get it on your fans, something I do know a little bit about due to my company, SWR Data. In today's rapidly evolving digital landscape, understanding the needs and preferences of your target audience is crucial for success. I co-founded the company SWR Data as a dedicated way to provide insightful reports and data analysis for adult content creators, and I'm really passionate about empowering creators themselves to make informed database decisions based on actual market research. So for the past year, my team and I have been putting out surveys for adult creators through our platform here, SWCEO, and some of you listening have probably already been and taken some of our qualifying surveys so that you too can participate in this. If you haven't already taken a qualifying survey with us, you can absolutely go ahead and do so. We'll pin it here at the top of the space. But the point of taking the qualifying survey is to give us an idea about the type of creator you are so that when we have paid surveys available, which we already have one going around right now, if you match the criteria to get access to the paid survey, then you're paid to share your experiences and your valuable feedback. Ultimately, I'd like to grow this program so big that all of CEO Squad here listening today can actually make an extra stream of revenue just on taking surveys alone and helping shape the future of the adult space. By doing so, we can ensure that the new products and platforms and players entering into the adult industry are tailored to meet our unique needs and preferences. Because after all, no one knows this industry better than us, the adult creators ourselves. Through SWR Data, we've released a highly acclaimed State of Creator report back in 2022. This comprehensive analysis shed light on the platforms where creators experience the most success, the most challenges, and a multitude of other valuable insights. The report empowered many members of our audience here to make informed decisions on how to optimize their creator business. And this year, we are excited to announce that we will be again releasing another State of the Creator report designed to provide our CEO Squad with even more actionable information. I want to emphasize the importance of market research in shaping the way that we run our businesses. On the SWR Data side of my business, I do market research on the creators, you guys, what you want, what you need, what's going to make your jobs and your business easier to run. Whereas you, as the creator, need to be seeking out data and looking to understand what your fans want so that you can monetize it. Taking an analytical approach to understanding what your customers desire is a crucial component in a competitive space like ours. If you neglect to gather information on your audience's preferences or you fail to analyze what they need from you, you will undoubtedly find yourself at a disadvantage. So by leveraging the power of market research, you can gain valuable insight into your audience's desires, their preferences, the trends that we're seeing in the space. And then armed with this knowledge, you can make strategic decisions that align with your audience's expectations, effectively boosting your reach, engagement, and ultimately your overall success. Understanding the importance of market research is crucial to all creators who are looking to connect with their fans and customers on any level. It allows you to gather the insights, implement strategies, and also enhance your content, and ultimately, like I said, drive your overall success as an adult creator. So today, we're going to discuss 16 actionable ways that you, listening, can gather market research on your fans and customers and followers, and then you can take that information and use it going forward to make data-driven decisions for your content, your brand, and your business.
If you're enjoying this podcast episode so far, please take one moment to share it with another one of your adult content creator friends, because you know what the rule is here. We do not gatekeep, and we want to make as many adult creators' businesses as easy as possible. And you sharing this episode with them might do exactly that. Thanks so much in advance.
The first method I want to explore is feedback forms. While this might not yield the highest conversion rate for adult creators, it's still a valuable tool in terms of gathering market research. Creating a form, which you can do in something like Google Forms, and then sharing it with your fans allows you to ask specific questions and receive direct feedback. A more modern and I would say influencer approach to doing essentially the same thing, minus the actual form itself, is to simply gather feedback through the comment sections of your social media posts. So by asking questions on your tweets, in your Instagram posts, on TikToks or in YouTube videos, you can encourage your fans to share their thoughts and opinions in the comments, which is providing you with valuable market research. Interviews and focus groups are commonly used in the mainstream for market research purposes, and they can be easily adapted for the adult industry. You can do this utilizing live cam chat rooms or one-on-one cam sessions, and you can engage with your fans in real-time conversations and gather honest feedback. After a cam show, for example, you can ask your fans what they would have liked to see differently or what they would like to try next time. This is a live feedback loop that mirrors the insights gained from what mainstream would see as interviews and focus groups. Another way is analytics and insights from the platforms themselves, such as social media, website analytics. They all provide powerful tools in terms of gathering market research. The information they provide about things like demographics can guide your content creation decisions. For adult creators, platforms like OnlyFans, Clips for Sale, Sex Panther, Slushy, they all offer on-platform data that can inform your choices of content in what you want to create more of, less of, what you want to put out, who you want your content to target specifically. Social listening and monitoring tools like Brandwatch, Mention, and Hootsuite all enable you to listen and understand the public responses to your content. They'll help you identify trends, monitor your brand mentions, any hashtags that might be relevant, as well as keywords related to your content. And then that can guide you in making informed decisions based on the community feedback itself. Leveraging keyword research can help you optimize your content for better visibility and engagement. When you understand keywords that are ranking higher on Google, you can actively target and get more searches from your audience by targeting those keywords. A great example of this, if you remember a few years back, or maybe it was last year, was when we had that huge pop culture moment surrounding Storm Area 51. Suddenly, there was this whole influx of like alien porn and alien being searched on Pornhub. Those keywords like alien, space, Area 51, they all would have been great to add to your content descriptions and your metadata tags to have helped drive organic traffic and views during that moment. Another way to conduct market research is to engage with your fans on social in the way that they're most used to behaving. So utilizing features like question stickers, polls, and even Q&As on Instagram is a really easy way to collect feedback and insights from your fans in a format that they're already comfortable using. This also doesn't feel like such a big demanding ask from your fans because it's very informal and it's something that they already are doing across multiple Instagram stories and accounts. They're already conditioned to engage with you in this way. So it's typically going to be the best and simplest place to start. Then, and I think this one, it gets way overlooked more often than not, is conducting competitive analysis, which is a really valuable practice for any creator. By essentially observing content trends among other creators and analyzing the fan interactions on similar content, you can gain insights as to what resonates with your target audience. Identify creators that are aligned with your content and your brand as similarly as you can find, and then evaluate the success of their content or their fan sites, clip stores, premium socials, and then compare it to your own, which will help you understand where you can improve or refine your own strategies. You can see what things have ranked highest for them or gotten the most views. And if you really feel like you're aligned with this other creator in terms of your brand, you can gauge their content and its success and then rank it against your own to see where you can improve or expand as a creator. Competitive analysis is really effective, but if you're not sure which creators you're similar to or you identify as very aligned with, this can be really, really hard to sort out. For me, for example, I would identify with other creators that have red hair or blue eyes or who create vanilla content or maybe who align with gaming, because those are the niches that I kind of fall in line with. So you'll have to really understand and have a self-awareness about your brand in order to conduct actual true competitive analysis on yourself. Another way to gather market research, and this is going to be one that most creators are not super familiar with or have never done, is with affiliate and sales data. Affiliate and sales data provide valuable indicators of what's working well in terms of promotions and revenue generation. So if you have an affiliate revenue share deal in place, you can analyze the success of the traffic being driven to your page or your OnlyFans, and that will offer insight into effective promotional strategies. And that's how you can gather market research around what promotional strategies are successful. This is something that the average creator doesn't have a ton of access to. However, if you are running any kind of affiliate rev share deal to your page, where someone is driving you traffic and then you're sharing the revenue made off of that traffic, this can be a really good indicator of what they're promoting that's actually seeing success internally on your pages. So for example, I have an affiliate deal where someone drives me traffic and I give them 50% of all earnings that is made from that traffic. When we first launched the campaign, the photo that they used to drive the traffic campaign didn't really result in a ton of traffic to my OnlyFans page. However, once we swapped that content out for a gaming related image, I saw more traffic and sales on my page from that affiliate. So this is how you can use affiliate and sales data to drive decisions. This market research data clearly told me that I have an active fan base of gamers seeking out my kind of content that I produce, which I wouldn't have known if I didn't have that affiliate and I didn't have the sales data internally from my OnlyFans to justify it. The next way is with behavioral tracking tools. Behavioral tracking tools like Fanware, for example, allow you to record user interactions on your platform or website. So by tracking fan behavior, I can analyze their spending patterns and then make informed decisions on where to allocate my time and resources to maximize my income. For example, on Fanwire, I can see that X user spent X amount of money on my subscription versus on my PPVs, versus on wall posts, versus on tips, etc. And if I can gauge that majority of my audience is opening their wallet on one specific type of behavior, let's say unlocking PPVs, then I know where to focus my time and attention in that specific place to get the highest ROI for my time. And because I can track the behavior of my fans on my pages using tools like Fanwire, I can then make decisions on where I should spend my time because I can tell where the fan's behavior is most likely to provide the most income as a byproduct. Next, we must recognize the power of email and newsletter metrics. I'm not going to discuss newsletters so much because in our use case as an adult creator, this is more going to speak to an email campaign. So if you haven't already implemented some kind of email capture campaign, this is your sign to start. By gathering email addresses from your fan base, you can gain access to valuable data such as open rates and click-through rates. This information provides you a roadmap into essentially understanding the accessibility of your audience and the effectiveness of email promotion for your various offerings, whether that's a new product, maybe you're launching merch, or you joined a new platform you want to promote, or you want to just promote a live event like you're attending an Exotica Expo or X3 with XBiz. Leveraging this data allows you to capitalize on the most effective communication channels with your audience, which again is valuable market research data. Offline methods should also not be overlooked. Attending in-person events allows you to gauge the impact you can have in the real world versus just online. If you can attract a significant amount of fans to, say, an expo or convention, it demonstrates your ability to engage your audience on a real in-person personal level. The ability to bridge the gap between online and offline worlds is a very powerful position to sell and market your brand. For example, you can negotiate appearances at bars, nightclubs, or even strip clubs because you have the data to know that in X city, I can get at least 50 to 100 fans to show up in person and see me or meet me at a given event. This becomes a hugely powerful negotiation tool if you have the market research data to support it. We also don't want to forget about third-party review sites and forums. Many creators are unaware of the existence of all of these SEO websites and profile ranking websites that are popping up left and right in the space. They're essentially created so that they can drive SEO traffic to platforms, typically by the affiliates that I mentioned earlier. But an example of this is a website like OnlyFansAudit.com. It's a site where creators are reviewed and their OF is essentially ranked. And you can actually go on this site and claim your profile on OnlyFansAudit.com and then siphon traffic from their SEO Google ranking over to your OnlyFans profile. By leveraging platforms like this, and this is not the only one by any means, you can actually take advantage, engage the number of people who are actively searching for you online using, Google search terms, and then funneling over to your OnlyFans platform. This type of market research allows you to understand the visibility and reach of your brand within a digital landscape or within the Google ecosystem itself. Another way to conduct market research is to crowdsource ideas. The feedback that you get from this is immense, and it's also a fun way to do things because you make money in the process. So mainstream platforms that do this are examples like Buy Me a Coffee, or Streamlabs also has opportunities to raise funds or fundraise in terms of engaging your fan base. But you can also do the same on your adult platform like OnlyFans as well. Being able to raise money or crowdsource ideas, let's say you have an idea to fund a new cosplay, or you want to fund a new expensive toy that you'd like to make content with. Using these crowdfunding tools is going to show you engage interest from your fan base on what they want to see from you, whether it's this cosplay or whether it's this toy in content. You get to gauge how much they want this thing and have market research around it by how willing they are to put their dollars into the crowdfunding to make it happen. Crowdfunding and crowdsourcing is a great way to conduct market research because you get to make money at the same time while doing it. The next way is something I've spoke at length about with you guys in various formats, and that's just split testing or A/B testing. Split testing two paths to the same outcome, and seeing which one has the most success is something I always advocate for on SWCEO across many, many areas of business. If you are, say, split testing one Twitter post that has specific copy or caption, and then a second Twitter post that has a different copy or caption, and you have two different tracking links on each Twitter post, you can see which of those two Twitter posts performed better and brought more traffic over to your adult pages. This is also an indicator of market research because it gets you to understand what kind of captions or copy work with your audience, or how you can target specific segments of your audience with captions or copy. But none of it is possible if you're not split testing two variations against each other. So split testing can also be a great indicator of how you gather market research in the long run as well. Then we also have in-platform features. There are social platforms like YouTube, for example, which has a community tab where you can create polls and post questions and get feedback from your fans and audience. You can also analyze reactions and comments and posts, which we kind of touched on earlier. But adult platforms have these same or similar feedback features. Fancentro, for example, has a great 5-star rating system that gives fans the opportunity to provide you feedback on your fan site or your premium social. You can also just outwardly ask fans in a mass message on something like OnlyFans to provide you feedback. What did you like? What do you want to see more of? What would you like to see less of even? Then I also want to include this piece, which I almost overlook. But there's no shortage of ways you can access your audience to conduct market research if you just take the time and actually strategize on how to do so. There's even feedback in terms of collaborations and partnerships, so you can collect insights from the other creators you've collabed with in the past. When I collaborate with another creator on content, it gives me valuable feedback on how the content performs in terms of market research. So if a video that I collaborated on with a creator does really well, I then know that there's feedback I'm being given from my audience or market research that I'm receiving that tells me my audience would like to see more of me with this creator, or more of me with creators like this, or more of me creating content like this in terms of the act itself. This market research is invaluable when it comes to planning future collaborations so that you are getting the most ROI out of your time and investment in travel and working with that creator in general. Now, I want to touch on this very last of how you can conduct market research because it is specific to me and my businesses, can easily extend it to any of you listening to this space today or this podcast episode when it airs. So if this interests you, this is something I'm happy to help you with. But because I have the other company SWR data, You can also survey your fans and gather market research data via a conducted survey. So like I mentioned in the very beginning, SWR Data, my other company, really prides themselves on being able to give creators the tools and data to make data-driven decisions. So if you would like, or if this interests you and you want to do an actual survey of your fans to figure out all of the things that you're curious about, this is something that I've already done for myself. This is something I've done for a few of my creator friends, and we've had a lot of success with it. It's not something we've offered really publicly, but if you would like us to provide you the survey and the link specific for you so that you could survey your own fans and gather analysis, and we'll provide you the report after we've closed the survey, you can absolutely DM SWCEO right now here on Twitter, and we will make that happen for you. It will typically take about 30 to 60 days, and you'll promote your specific survey link a few times to your audience so that you gather enough responses. And then depending on the size of your following, it might be easier or more difficult for you or take less or more time. But overall, if you're interested in having a survey and actually gathering those hard numbers, the real data on your fans and following, this could be a fantastic solution for you. Some of the questions that we've included in the fan surveys are like, where did you first find me? To kind of gauge where your traffic is coming from. What platform do you prefer to consume my content on? This gives you a good indicator of where you should focus your time and attention in respect to growing a platform. It's not going to be OnlyFans for every single creator, despite what, the vast array of content creators are out here doing. Another thing was who you want to see me collaborate with, or how many other creators are you subscribed to. This is good information to know because if you are an OnlyFans creator and your fans are all also subscribed to 5 to 7 other people, it's going to be very hard to leave a platform like OnlyFans where they're also subscribed to their other favorite creators. This is all good information to know, and it's stuff that you're likely not going to be able to find out without actually conducting a survey. So again, if this is something that would interest you in terms of gathering market research data on your specific fan base, we can provide you a survey link and we can give you the report to that about 30 to 60 days after you started promoting it. If this is something, like I said, that interests you, totally free, just wanted to throw it out there. And if you are interested, just DM SWCEO here on Twitter and let us know that you'd like to conduct a fan survey and I will make that happen for you. Overall, as a personally passionate advocate for data-driven decision-making. I mean, I've talked to you guys about this at length in a variety of spaces, blogs, Twitter threads, everything I've put out, videos. I really urge you to embrace market research as an integral part of your business strategy, because by harnessing the power of, SWR Data's comprehensive creator reports and making decisions for your business on that front, or running your own fan surveys so that you can make informed decisions on what your fan base is looking for that propel your career forward. It is an ever-evolving adult space and adult industry. And if you're not staying on top of the feedback that the market is providing, it becomes really, really hard to stay competitive. So if you do want to embark on a market research journey together, like I said, DM SWCEO and we'll help you with that. And ultimately, the point is that you're armed with the knowledge and insight so that we can shape the future of the industry together. So I hope this provides you some insight on all the ways you can gather market research as an adult creator. And I do want to mention we just released our CapCut YouTube course. So it's over on our YouTube channel, youtube.com/SWCEO. We've gotten tons of great feedback on it. It seems to be really helping creators. I believe one of the creators from CEO Squad literally sent our video editing tutorial on CapCut to their video editor, which was super funny. So thank you for all the positive feedback there. If you haven't already subscribed to us on YouTube, make sure you do. Again, youtube.com/SWCEO. Also turn on notifications while you're there because we're going to have a lot more course videos coming out. We've got things going into editing very, very soon. Also, huge thank you to everyone who's subscribed to SWCEO's Telegram bot. If you haven't already, SWCEO released a Telegram bot that essentially sends you your daily dose of content inspiration and all the captions you need for your feed, your PPV locked messages, and your clip stores, etc. All the ideas are researched to be highly desirable from what fans are currently seeking, and the captions are optimized with calls to action to increase your earning and unlock potential with each caption. As of this month, we've also incorporated some fetish and dom content ideas so that you have a vast array no matter which kind of creator you are, and you're getting all of these ideas and captions in one place. The Telegram bot pushes your daily dose of inspo to your phone every day around 10 a.m. Central Standard Time so that you no longer have to waste any time researching, planning, or coming up with any of the ideas on your own. the bot takes care of all of it. And then again, we also have PDF download versions of the content inspo and captions right on our shop at sexworkceo.com/shop. Recently launched the website so that you had PDF downloads as opposed to just the Telegram bot. We also have a ton of additional downloads there, like unlock sales scripts, sales objection scripts, and now multiple sexting scripts as well. And if you want to get a taste without spending a dime, there's even a completely free PDF download with 15 solo content ideas you can claim right now, no strings attached. Lastly, but most importantly, I do want to emphasize that all of the information we put out here, we do so for free because we really believe in this idea that the more financially successful creators are, the more resources we'll have as a community to do things like lobbying Congress, impact policy, organize, and more. So if you value the content you heard here today or the tweets you've engaged with, please, please, please consider sharing and retweeting it, resharing it on all of your platforms so that we can make the journey a little easier for your own adult creator friends. Our only ask is that you retweet our stuff so that we can help as many people as possible. Thank you so much in advance. I hope that some of the stuff we went over today was news to you or new information. Market research doesn't look like one single thing. It looks like a ton of different variations and a ton of different places to gather feedback from your fan base or from other creators as well, as it was with competitive analysis. I think overall, the most important thing is that you just make it an intention and an effort to gather feedback as a creator, because otherwise you're kind of driving blind in terms of the way you put out content or the way you market your content or the platforms you're focusing on. If you don't have actual data to make these decisions with, you're really just guessing. And when you're guessing, you're not getting the best use of your time, your money, your content. Everything is kind of just being thrown out there and hoping it sticks. And that's honestly the strategy most creators use if they don't have the tools or the education to know how to conduct proper market research. If you think about it from a mainstream side of things, there's not a single product that goes to market in the world that hasn't done market research first. This can also be translated into what I think is very, very closely mirrors the adult space, which is YouTube. When you are posting a YouTube video, you are doing keyword research, which is market research. You are doing competitive analysis, comparing your video to another video similar in terms of topic or niche. You are doing thumbnail research to see which thumbnail is going to land better, which one fans perceive as more clickable or more desirable to click on. That's a form of A/B split testing. All of these things can also be translated into the adult space if you know what to look for or how to capitalize on them. So I really hope you guys got some value out of this space. I know it was informative. It was a lot of information at once, but overall, I think that it's going to help you guys guide the decisions that will ultimately grow your business. So thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, this will also be turned into a blog over at SWCEO.com. So if there's anything you missed or you want to review or come back for, you can absolutely find it over on our website in the next week or so. That brings us to the end of today's space. Thank you everyone who stayed and who joined here today. Thank you so much for joining me, CEO Squad, and I'll see you 1 week from now. Thanks, guys.
It would be absolutely incredible if you rated this podcast 5 stars and left a little review. We want to get this podcast to as many adult creators as possible, and you taking a second to leave a couple stars and a review really helps us do that. Thanks so much. Assembly 4 are a collective of sex workers and technologists working to bring the overall cost of advertising down for sex workers through their ad platform Tryst.link, educate clients through the Good Client Guide, and much more. Assembly 4 caters to all genders and demographics and raises funds for organizations to fight for sex workers' rights, the decriminalization of sex work, and against exploitation in the sex industry. Learn more at the website assembly4.com for the word, not the number.